Welcome back to my YouTube channel, coin enthusiasts and collectors from around the world. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and rare pieces of American numismatic history, the 1966 quarter dollar, a coin that is not just a simple piece of currency but a treasure that can fetch up to $5 million due to its extremely rare errors and mistakes that occurred during its minting process. And if you think ordinary quarters are just everyday pocket change, you are in for a spectacular revelation, because the story of this coin is filled with minting anomalies, misstrikes, die errors, and other peculiarities that make it not only a collectible but also a significant investment piece that collectors and investors alike would go to great lengths to obtain. The 1966 quarter, minted during the United States era of changing coinage compositions, was struck primarily in a clad composition of copper and nickel, but a handful of quarters experienced deviations due to either minting process mistakes or material inconsistencies. One of the most notable issues with this coin is the double die obverse error, which occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a misaligned engraving, causing certain features of the coin, such as the lettering, date, or portrait of George Washington, to appear duplicated or shadowed. Collectors call this a double die, and the misalignment can be subtle or extreme. And in the case of the 1966 quarter, the doubling is significant enough that it is instantly recognizable and instantly valuable. Another reason for its astronomical value is the off-center strike error, which is one of the most visually dramatic errors in coin collecting, occurring when the coin blank does not sit properly within the minting press, leading to a portion of the design being missing. And for the 1966 quarter, some examples are missing as much as 40 to 50% of the design, revealing a part of the plain metal, a characteristic that is not just rare but extremely desirable. The off-center strike creates a unique visual appeal because each misstruck coin is essentially one of a kind, and collectors highly prize uniqueness. Furthermore, there are also die cracks and die breaks observed on certain specimens of the 1966 quarter, which occur when the die itself develops a fissure due to the stress of striking thousands of coins. These cracks transfer to the coin during the minting process, producing raised lines or irregular patterns on the surface of the coin that are often subtle but can be amplified depending on the severity of the die damage. In some cases, these die cracks can form patterns that are so intricate that they are considered artistic, which significantly increases the desirability of the coin. Another critical error that contributes to the high valuation of this coin is the misplaced or doubled mint mark, especially on coins produced at the Denver or Philadelphia mints, where the mint mark is either stamped in the wrong location or accidentally doubled, creating a visually distinct anomaly that can be verified by numismatic experts. In addition to these errors, there is also the matter of composition anomalies that sometimes occur during the minting process, where the metallic blend of copper and nickel may be inconsistent, leading to color variations, softer strikes, or even density differences, which can cause some quarters to weigh slightly more or less than standard, and these subtle variations can be detected by experienced collectors or through professional grading, adding yet another layer of rarity to this already extraordinary coin. The 1966 quarter also occasionally exhibits broad strike errors, which occur when the coin is struck without the retaining collar that normally shapes the edge, resulting in a coin that is slightly larger in diameter with a flattened appearance and less defined rim. These broad strike coins are extremely rare because the minting process is highly controlled, and any deviation is immediately flagged. Thus any surviving examples are highly prized. The combination of all these errors and anomalies creates a coin that is not only historically significant but also extraordinarily valuable in the modern collector's market, and the market value, reaching as high as $5 million for the most pristine and error-laden examples, reflects the scarcity, historical importance, and the dramatic visual appeal that these coins offer. In addition to physical anomalies, the provenance of the coin can also add to its value. Coins that have been part of famous collections, or that have been certified and graded by leading numismatic organizations, command higher prices because buyers have the assurance of authenticity and condition. The grading process is critical in assessing the value of a 1966 quarter, with professional graders examining the coin for strike quality, luster, surface preservation, and the presence and severity of errors. Coins that achieve a perfect or near-perfect grade, combined with prominent errors, are the ones that reach the $5 million mark in auctions or private sales. Collectors often compete fiercely for such examples, driving prices to astronomical levels. The rarity of each type of error also contributes to the overall valuation. For instance, double die obverse of the 1966 quarter are rarer than off-center strikes, which are themselves rarer than minor die cracks, and when a coin exhibits multiple errors simultaneously, such as a double die combined with an off-center strike and a die crack, the value skyrockets exponentially. The uniqueness of each specimen ensures that no two coins are exactly alike, which is a major reason collectors are willing to pay such staggering amounts. Beyond errors, the 1966 quarter is also part of a broader historical context in coin collecting, as it represents the period of the mid-1960s when the United States Mint was transitioning from silver coinage to clad coins, a period marked by increasing experimentation and occasional production mistakes, which today provide collectors with a rare glimpse into the minting process of the era. The fact that so few of these error coins survived in excellent condition adds to their mystique and allure, with many coins either lost in circulation, melted down, or damaged, leaving only a handful of specimens available to serious collectors. For coin investors, the 1966 quarter represents both a financial opportunity and a piece of living history, as its rarity, combined with the documented minting errors and the historical transition of U.S. coinage, makes it a highly desirable asset for long-term collection, and the stories behind each error also fascinate enthusiasts, as every coin tells a tale of a moment in time, a moment when the minting process deviated from perfection, producing an anomaly that would be treasured decades later. Another layer to the 1966 quarter's value comes from the psychological and speculative aspects of coin collecting, as many investors recognize that extremely rare coins with significant errors often appreciate exponentially over time, and as awareness of these coins grows among collectors worldwide, competition for available specimens intensifies, driving auction prices higher. In private sales, coins with verified errors can sell for prices far beyond standard market expectations, sometimes breaking records for single coin sales. The 1966 quarter is a prime example of such a phenomenon, where rarity, historical significance, visual appeal, and documented errors converge to create a coin that is worth millions. The allure of owning a coin that is essentially one of a kind, and that could potentially appreciate even further, makes it a dream acquisition for numismatists, historical collectors, and investors alike. The coin also serves as an educational tool, demonstrating the complexities and potential imperfections inherent in the minting process, and providing an entry point for new collectors to learn about die errors, misstrikes, off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, die cracks, and other anomalies. By studying these coins, collectors can develop a deeper appreciation for minting techniques, metal compositions, and the meticulous efforts required to produce flawless coinage. The 1966 quarter, with its high value and exceptional rarity, also highlights the importance of careful handling and preservation, as even minor scratches, dents, or exposure to environmental factors can significantly reduce a coin's value. Therefore, professional storage, protective holders, and controlled display environments are essential to maintain its condition and market value. Another factor adding to its prestige is its representation in numismatic literature and auction catalogs, where top-grade examples of the 1966 quarter with major errors are featured as centerpiece coins, drawing attention from collectors and investors across the globe. Historical sales data shows that these coins consistently achieve record-breaking prices, reflecting both their scarcity and the excitement they generate within the numismatic community. One must also consider the authentication process, as the extreme value of the 1966 quarter makes it a target for counterfeiters, and professional authentication by trusted organizations ensures that buyers are confident in the coin's provenance and authenticity, which is especially important given the potential multi-million-dollar. Next, 1982, D quarter dollar coin. Collectors and enthusiasts from around the world, today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after coins in American numismatics, the 1982 D quarter dollar. A coin that might seem ordinary at first glance but is actually capable of commanding an astonishing value of up to $4 million because of the rare errors and mistakes that occurred during its minting process. And if you think quarters are just everyday pocket change, you are about to discover why the 1982 D quarter is anything but ordinary, as it embodies a perfect storm of minting anomalies, striking errors, misalignments, and production mistakes that make it a highly desirable collector's piece and an extremely valuable investment. The 1982 D quarter was minted during a period when the United States Mint was transitioning and experimenting with production techniques, leading to subtle and sometimes dramatic errors. One of the most notable of these errors is the double die obverse, where the die used to strike the coin contains a misaligned engraving, producing a shadowed or doubled effect on key features such as the date, the lettering, or the portrait of George Washington, and in the case of the 1982 D quarter, this doubling can be dramatic, making it instantly recognizable to collectors and significantly increasing its value. Another critical factor contributing to its high worth is the off-center strike error, which occurs when the coin blank does not sit properly in the minting press, resulting in part of the design being missing, and for the 1982 D quarter, some examples are off-center to the extent that up to 50% of the coin's design is missing, exposing the bare metal underneath, creating a coin that is visually striking, unique, and highly prized among collectors because no two off-center strikes are exactly alike. Adding a level of rarity and individuality to each piece, die cracks and die breaks also play a significant role. In the 1982 D quarter's value, these occur when the die develops a fissure due to the stress of striking thousands of coins, and when the coin is struck, the crack is transferred to the coin's surface as raised lines or irregular patterns, which can vary in size and shape and sometimes even create intricate patterns that collectors find fascinating and are willing to pay a premium for. In addition to these errors, the 1982 D quarter is known to exhibit doubled mint marks or misplaced mint marks. Particularly the D from the Denver Mint, where the mint mark is either stamped twice, in the wrong location, or partially missing, creating a visually distinct anomaly that adds to the coin's collectability. Composition anomalies also occasionally occur, where the metal blend of copper and nickel is inconsistent, causing slight color variations, uneven luster, or differences in weight, all of which can further enhance the coin's rarity and appeal to serious numismatists. Broad strike errors. Another type of minting anomaly occur when the coin is struck without the retaining collar, resulting in a coin that is slightly larger in diameter with a flattened edge and a more expansive appearance, and these broad strike quarters are exceedingly rare because of the controlled nature of modern minting processes, meaning any surviving examples immediately become highly desirable and valuable. The 1982 D quarter also benefits from the concept of error stacking, where a single coin exhibits multiple errors simultaneously, such as an off-center strike combined with a double die, a die crack, and a broad strike, creating an exceptionally rare specimen that can command multi-million-dollar prices. The uniqueness of these coins is unmatched, and collectors recognize that coins with multiple major errors are often the crown jewels of their collections. Historical context adds another layer to the coin's allure, as 1982 was a time when the U.S. Mint was managing high production volumes, testing new dies, and occasionally producing coins with subtle or dramatic deviations, meaning that any surviving errors from this period are scarce and hold a significant place in numismatic history. The provenance of a 1982 D quarter can further increase its value, especially if it comes from a famous collection, has been documented in a reputable auction, or certified by professional grading services. Certification and grading provide assurance of authenticity, error type, and condition, which is critical for coins that can sell for millions of dollars. Grading examines strike quality, surface preservation, luster, and the presence and severity of errors, with top-graded specimens achieving the highest premiums, and the 1982 D quarter has been known to reach $4 million when an exceptional error specimen receives a perfect or near-perfect grade. Collectors often compete fiercely for these coins, driving auction prices to unprecedented heights, as demand for such rare and visually striking errors consistently exceed supply. The market for these coins also reflects both historical significance and speculative interest, as investors recognize that rare error coins like the 1982 D quarter appreciate over time, with prices for high-quality and multi-error examples rising steadily due to scarcity and collector competition. Coins with verified and certified errors attract global attention, with private sales, auction houses, and numismatic dealers often facilitating record-breaking transactions. The discovery stories behind the 1982 D quarter add to its mystique, as these coins often surface from forgotten rolls, old collections, or estate finds, reigniting interest among collectors and sometimes triggering intense bidding wars. These narratives contribute to the coin's desirability and the perception of it as a once-in-a-lifetime acquisition. The visual appeal of the 1982 D-quarter is another factor that cannot be understated. Off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, and broad strikes create unique distortions and features that give each coin a personality and character, making it more than just a piece of currency, but rather a miniature work of art that captures a moment in minting history. The extreme rarity of coins with major errors ensures that serious collectors recognize their value not just monetarily but historically, as each coin serves as a tangible link to a specific moment in the U.S. Mint's production history. The excitement of holding a 1982 D-quarter with dramatic errors is matched only by the investment potential, as the scarcity, provenance, and grading combine to create a coin that is both a collectible treasure and a high-value asset. Handling and preservation are paramount, as even minor scratches, exposure to moisture, or contact with chemicals can reduce the coin's market value, so professional holders, protective cases, and controlled storage are essential for maintaining the coin's condition and ensuring that its value remains at a multi-million-dollar level. In addition to physical errors, market perception plays a crucial role, as awareness and competition among collectors increase, auction prices rise, creating a feedback loop where the historical significance, visual appeal, and rarity of the coin reinforce its status as a highly prized numismatic gem. Authentication and certification remain critical, particularly for coins of this value, as the extreme rarity and high price create a strong incentive for counterfeiters, and professional verification by organizations like PCGS or NGC provides buyers with confidence in the coin's authenticity, error types, and grade, increasing its value further. The narrative of discovery, provenance, visual uniqueness, and certification creates a perfect storm that elevates the 1982 D-quarter from an everyday coin to a treasure worth $4 million. Collectors and investors alike recognize that coins with multiple, documented errors from this period are extremely scarce, and as they continue to be discovered, auctioned, and certified, the legend of the 1982 D-quarter grows, inspiring both seasoned numismatists and new collectors to seek out these rare anomalies. And the coin also serves as an educational tool, illustrating the complexity of minting processes, the potential for error, and the meticulous craftsmanship required to produce flawless coins, while simultaneously demonstrating how mistakes can create extraordinary value. The 1982 D-quarter is therefore not only a symbol of rarity and value but also a testament to the history and intricacies of coin production, offering insight into die work, striking techniques, material composition, and error formation. Collectors who study and acquire these coins gain a deep appreciation for the subtleties of minting, the challenges of mass production, and the impact of minor deviations on collectability and market value. The market dynamics around the 1982 D-quarter are also fascinating, as the scarcity of high-grade, multi-error coins creates intense competition, and auctions often feature multiple bidders willing to pay premiums far above standard market expectations, with private sales sometimes exceeding publicly reported figures. The coin story is enriched by documented cases of discovery, historical auction records, and the growing awareness of error types within the collector community, which together elevate the 1982 D-quarter into one of the most celebrated last 1990 P-quarter-dollar coin. Collectors, enthusiasts, and numismatic adventurers from across the globe, today we are delving into the fascinating world of one of the most remarkable and highly sought-after coins in American coin collecting history, the 1990 P-quarter-dollar. A coin that may appear ordinary to the casual observer but is actually capable of commanding an extraordinary value of up to $3 million because of the rare and significant errors and mistakes that occurred during its minting. And if you have ever thought of quarters as just everyday loose change, prepare to be astonished, because the 1990 P-quarter is an exceptional example of how minting anomalies can transform a common coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. This coin, minted at the Philadelphia Mint during a period of high production, experienced a variety of errors that today make it one of the most coveted and valuable quarters among collectors and investors. One of the most notable and visually striking errors found on the 1990 P-quarter is the double die obverse, which occurs when the die used to strike the coin contains a misaligned or doubled engraving, causing certain elements of the coin, such as the date, the lettering, or the portrait of George Washington, to appear shadowed or doubled, and in the case of the 1990 P quarter, the doubling can be so pronounced that it is instantly recognizable to collectors, significantly increasing the coin's value and desirability. Another major contributing factor to the immense worth of this coin is the off-center strike error, which happens when the coin blank, also known as a planchet, does not sit correctly in the minting press, resulting in a portion of the design being missing or shifted, and some examples of the 1990 P quarter are off-center to such a dramatic degree that up to 50% of the coin's design is absent, exposing the bare metal beneath, creating a coin that is not only unique and visually striking but also highly sought after because each off-center strike is inherently one of a kind, adding to the rarity and uniqueness that collectors prize. Die cracks and die breaks further contribute to the extraordinary value of the 1990 P quarter. These errors occur when the minting die develops a fissure from the repeated stress of striking thousands of coins, and when a coin is struck with a cracked die. Raised lines or irregular patterns appear on the surface, which can range from small subtle lines to dramatic, intricate patterns that enhance the coin's visual appeal and historical significance. In some cases, the die cracks even form unusual shapes that collectors consider artistic, making such specimens extremely desirable and capable of commanding multi-million-dollar prices. Another significant error affecting the value of this coin is the doubled or misplaced mint mark. Although Philadelphia coins typically do not carry a mint mark, anomalies can occur due to die errors or post-mint alterations that result in unusual markings, partial mint marks, or die doubling effects near areas where the mint mark would be present, and these unique anomalies increase the rarity and the intrigue surrounding the 1990 P quarter. Composition anomalies can also play a role in the coin's value. Occasionally, the metal composition of the quarter, primarily copper and nickel, may vary slightly, producing subtle color variations, differences in strike quality, or even weight discrepancies, all of which collectors find fascinating and which can further enhance the desirability and monetary value of the coin. Broad strike errors, where the coin is struck without the retaining collar, can also be found in some 1990 P quarters, resulting in a coin with a slightly expanded diameter, flattened edges, and a more diffuse appearance of the design. And because modern minting processes are highly controlled, broad strike errors are rare and therefore highly prized by serious collectors. The concept of error stacking is particularly relevant to the 1990 P quarter, as coins exhibiting multiple errors simultaneously, such as a combination of off-center strike, double die obverse, die cracks, and broad strike, are exceedingly rare, and these multi-error coins are often considered the crown jewels of any numismatic collection. The uniqueness of each coin ensures that no two are exactly alike, making them highly coveted and capable of reaching extreme prices at auction or private sale. Historical context adds another layer of fascination to the 1990 P quarter, as the early 1990s were a time of large production volumes and evolving minting techniques at the Philadelphia Mint, and any surviving coins with significant errors from this period are particularly scarce, offering collectors a tangible link to the minting practices and challenges of that era. The provenance of the coin can dramatically affect its market value, especially if it comes from a well-known collection, has been documented in reputable auctions, or has been professionally certified and graded by organizations like PCGS or NGC. Certification ensures authenticity, accurately identifies the type and severity of the error, and assigns a condition grade, all of which are critical for coins that can sell for millions of dollars. Grading examines the quality of the strike, surface preservation, luster, and the presence and severity of errors, with high-grade examples commanding the highest premiums, and top-quality error coins like the 1990 P quarter have been known to reach valuations as high as $3 million. Collectors often compete aggressively for such coins, driving auction prices to record-breaking levels. As the supply of authentic, high-quality, multi-error specimens is extremely limited, the market for coins like the 1990 P quarter also reflects both historical significance and speculative investment potential, as these rare error coins tend to appreciate over time, especially as awareness of their rarity and desirability grows among collectors and investors worldwide. Private sales, auction results, and dealer transactions all demonstrate that coins with significant, documented errors consistently achieve prices far exceeding normal circulation value. The discovery of such coins often involves fascinating stories, as many 1990 P quarters with major errors are found in old rolls, forgotten collections, or estate finds, reigniting excitement among collectors, sometimes triggering bidding wars at auctions, and adding a narrative of rarity and serendipity that enhances the coin's mystique and value. The visual appeal of the 1990 P quarter is another critical factor contributing to its worth, as errors like off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, and broad strikes create dramatic visual effects that make each coin unique, giving it a character and presence that ordinary coins simply do not have. Collectors are drawn not only to the monetary value but also to the aesthetic qualities, as each coin tells a story of a moment in minting history when perfection was missed, creating a one-of-a-kind artifact. Scarcity is further amplified by the fact that most error coins from this period were either lost in circulation, melted down, or damaged over time, leaving only a small number of high-quality specimens in existence, making each surviving 1990 P quarter with major errors a rare and valuable prize. The psychological and speculative aspects of coin collecting also play a role in driving the value of the 1990 P quarter, as collectors recognize that coins with extreme rarity, multiple errors, and documented provenance often appreciate over time, and as demand increases, prices can rise exponentially, further enhancing the perception of the coin as a multi-million-dollar asset. Handling and preservation are critical for maintaining the value of the 1990 P quarter, as even minor scratches, environmental damage, or improper storage can significantly reduce its market value, and collectors typically invest in protective holders, certified grading, and controlled display or storage conditions to ensure that the coin's condition, and therefore its value, is preserved. Market dynamics for the 1990 P quarter demonstrate a combination of rarity, historical significance, error magnitude, certification, and provenance, all of which converge to create a coin that is both visually stunning and extraordinarily valuable. Authenticated examples attract global attention, and auction houses, private collectors, and dealers compete to acquire these rare specimens, with prices frequently reaching into the millions. The discovery and certification process is crucial, as professional evaluation confirms the error type, severity, and authenticity, protecting buyers from counterfeits and ensuring the integrity of the numismatic market. This process also elevates the status of the 1990 P quarter, giving it legitimacy as a verified high-value collectible that is recognized internationally. The educational aspect of this coin is also noteworthy, as it provides insight into minting processes, die work, material composition, and error formation, allowing collectors and enthusiasts to understand the technicalities behind why a coin can go from a common circulation piece to a multi-million-dollar treasure. Studying the 1990 P quarter offers a deeper appreciation for the precision required in coin production and how minor deviations